Good evening all. I thought I would take this evening to go through how I would normally edit my macro shots because I am technically a macro photographer. So what I've done over the weekend is I've taken quite a number of macro photos, but I've sorted them out for a little spider one which I would like to edit and show you how I edit that photo normally. So let's go into here, just delete my little test files that I created. And these are all the photos in question which we'll be going through. Now some of them are a little bit overexposed, some of them are a little bit underexposed, but that's not a problem. What I was going for, I was trying to get the eyes perfectly in focus. So if you open these ones up, the underexposed ones, Windows will brighten this up since it's a raw file, it's got no idea what to do with it. But I was aiming to get the eyes in perfect focus. So let's open up which editor will we use. Let's use Luminar. I like using Luminar for macro shots, as well as I did go through all the macro shots already just to double check which ones are perfectly in focus or more or less in focus with the bits that I like to have in focus. Normally I do not focus stack my macro shots due to the fact that most of the times little critters that I do find, they don't normally sit still that long to be able to get perfectly nice macro shots of them. So the one which I picked is this one, but before I show you that one, let me show you the failed attempts, since not all of them would normally go well. So this is a extremely bad fail. The photo is kind of okay, but it's out of focus, so yeah, cannot use that one unfortunately. If you go to one of the overexposed ones, it looks okay, but as soon as I start to zoom in, you'll see that the eyes are actually not that much in focus. Now, going through them all, I did find the one with the best focus was this one. Come on, let's just wait for it to load up. There we go. Cool. Now this one, the eyes are pretty much as in focus as they're going to be. So we will edit this one first. Now on Luminar, at the right hand side, we're just going to go to edit. There we go. Now I would like to just increase the exposure slightly so ever, just to have a look and see. There we go. Highlights we're going to bring down slightly so ever, as well as shadows. We might just bring those up, just so we can get some nice little bit of light there. It looks fine. Structure, I don't think this is going to affect the spider itself, but the surrounding environment a little bit. So yeah, that's definitely a good one to do. And then a nice little trick in Luminar is if you go to your landscape enhancer and actually use the de-haze feature, that will add in clarity as well, but it does reduce your exposure as well as it adds in saturation, so it makes it a little bit more colory, which is okay, but we'll just offset that by bringing up the shadows a bit. So let's bring up the de-haze a bit, and yeah, the eyes look nice and poppy, so that's cool. And then we're just going to reduce the color slightly. There we go. And the shadows we're just going to raise a little bit again to get the brightness back. Perfect. I like. Details, we're just going to add in some of the small details for the ears, a little bit more I think, some of the medium ones, a little bit of light ones, and sharpen just a tiny bit. No need to go over it, because the more you sharpen or bring up the details, the more noise you add in. And denoise, I don't want to use that because it'll remove some of the detail in the hairs from the spider itself. So that looks fine for exposure. Let's add my LUT file, which I normally use in all my photos, because that gives it a nice feel to them. So let's add that in and see what it does. It looks okay, but it's adding in a lot of saturation, as well as the eyes. It looks like it's messing around slightly, so ever. I might have to burn and dodge that slightly. Okay, let's just leave it like that for now. Another thing Luminar has, it can add some drama to a photo, but it's nice if you use just a little bit of it. You could get a little bit more clarity without getting too much noise. So let's do that one and bring up our shadows to compensate a little bit again. That looks cool. I like autumn effects. Nah, just a little bit maybe. Just that, cool. And now let's do our contrast, because this is where it gets fun. Let's play around. That looks okay. Shadows up slightly, so ever it's cool. Dodge and burn. If we would like to lighten, just make it smaller. The eyes just a little bit. Here we go, and this one also just a little bit. There we go. Not much, just tiny bits, but that should make it look a little bit better. It's cool. Adjustment gradient. Let's see, maybe we can play around with this a little bit just to see what we can get out of it. Darken down that side, bottom. Yeah, looks okay. Just want to get the eyes to have a nice color in them. That looks cool. Okay. Now another thing I want to do is I want to add a vignette to this. But we'll select the spider as the focus, or just underneath the spider as the focus for the vignette. Now in Luminar, once you select a subject for your vignette, let's make it like this. You'll actually move the vignette around to where you want it. So we just want it down here by the spider, just like this, so we can cut out some of the blurry background. But let's adjust this. The feathering on this I need to adjust all the way. There we go, so it's nice. Make it a little bit brighter on the inside. There you go. I think that's a good one. So let's jump between the before and the after. There you go, that's the end product, and that's where we started out. I think that's a good photo. We shall mark this with a 5, so it's easy to find again once we're done. We shall also export it as a PNG, because we will be sharing this online. We will just resize it on long edge to a nice size for uploading to social media. Export. Very nice, very nice. I think let's do another one, because this morning I did grab a couple more shots and I found one which looked kind of okay. I already sorted them all out as well. So in Luminar, I think yes, I added the unsorted folder, so that's awesome. So this will contain all the shots I did this morning, but there's one specific one I want to edit. Where's that one? So of a little ant eating or fighting with other stuff. Yeah, let's just reset all of this. Adjustments, reset, perfect. And then we can open it up, or let's just sort it via the ones that I did mark for using. There we go, cool. Now let me show for you what I have in mind. There we go. Come on, load up. Just need to wait for Luminar to load. Luminar does take a bit of time to jump between photos, but it does look good. Wait, no, not this one. I want to go to a different one. Yeah, this one. I'll show you why I chose this one in a second. Just waiting for it to load up. Now, this one I like because not only the ants in focus, but at the bottom the little plant lice is in focus, as well as the top ones are more or less in focus. I've got no idea what the hell this ant was doing, but I think this photo might be good. So let's edit. The first thing I want to do is actually add the vignette, because I want to get rid of the distracting top side, which is a bit too bright, and I just want to pull focus down into the area where I actually want the focus. Okay, you know what? Let's resize. Yes, let's resize this. I want these a little bit down, I think. Should be good. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. So we can just cut out the top side and save. There we go. Now let's do a vignette. Choose subject. And just move it like that. Yeah, that looks fine. Change the size of it. There we go. That looks cool. Maybe the brightness on the inside. Actually, we'll play with the brightness in a sec. So that's fine. Let's just leave it as such. Okay. Now we need to change the greens on here and dehaze it a bit. So in the landscape enhancer for Luminar, you can actually use your foliage enhancer, and this will actually look for grass and other extremely light green details and change those. So as we change this, you'll see that it's affecting all the green in the photo, which is perfect. So let's see if we change this a little bit more like these. No, it's not good. The problem with this is as soon as I do that, you lose all the tiny little insects, which are also orange, into that. So yeah, that's no fun. But we will use dehaze, because we can use dehaze to grab some more detail back into the photo. We should also add in a little bit of detail, not much, just a little bit. A bit more for a tiny sharpen, yes, slightly so either, that's fine. And then we shall go structure, because the structure adds in a lot of detail. But we just want a little bit, just so we can get some of the leaf back into a nice side. Yes, contrast. I think I'll play with contrast on a different side. Highlights I want to bring down, shadows I want to bring up slightly so ever. Here you go, yeah, I like this, it's very nice. Now, I wonder what my LUT file will do to this photo. Let's have a look. Because the way that my LUT file works is, it basically brings down your greens quite a bit, as well as a bunch of other stuff. So I'm not sure this will work that well. But it does make a little bug stand out nicely, so that's cool. Let's see if I change the contrast a bit, that should be fine. Saturation, bring it down slightly so ever. Yeah, that's cool. We still maintain more or less as much detail, but we can see noise starting to, yeah, get a bit of a problem. Not a problem, we shall use dramatic a little bit, see if we can get some more detail without adding too much noise. Just a little bit. Nice, I like. Orton, I think this is gonna suck on this one. Yeah, no good, no good. We can use it, but we do want to use our adjustment gradient and actually use this for more highlights. Slightly so ever. Bottom, I also want to do just 45. There we go. Small change, not big. Very good, very good. And then the contrast, little bit up, not much, just a tiny bit. There we go, that looks good. I wonder, it's nice advanced contrast. Let's play with this. There you go. I like. Shows it will make it bright a little bit, just a tiny bit, so we can just see the act a little bit better. It's nice. I want to darken maybe the bottom a little bit. Nah, yeah, this is no good. No good burning. Yes, yes, yes. I think this looks good. Let's see. Before, after. I like the way that I edited this one. We will remove this little piece of distraction just now. Luminar does have an awesome little erase tool, so let's use that to get rid of said little distraction. Now, the way Luminar does its deleting is quite fun actually. You can just paint over the thing that you want to remove, like so, and then click done. And now it will do its magic. And that looks okay. I think just want to do it again. It kind of left a little bit of green, which is meh. I don't like that, so let's remove it. There we go. And just like that. There you go. Now it should be fine, I hope. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. I like. Okay, another thing, it is a bit noisy. It's not that big of a problem, but I just want to have a look at the smart contrast. Add a tiny bit of that. Highlights, bring them down a little bit. Shadows up a tiny bit, and then color. Just want to reduce this slightly so either because I feel it's a bit too colorful. There we go. Yeah, this looks nice. I like. Now we can use denoise as well. We can do either via luminosity or color. It does have the advanced boost here as well, but let's do it like this and like this. and give it a boost so I can show you what it does. So it does reduce the noise quite a bit, not that much, but it also reduces the quality and the finer details. So we are not going to be able to use this function, unfortunately. But I think the before and after look cool. Not bad, not bad. We managed to remove the little distraction. As well, we managed to bring up the little detail and tiny little bugs and stuff running around, so that's cool. So we just export this for social media, same size, makes it nice and easy. Yeah man, yeah man. There you go, cool. Yeah, Luminar does take a bit to export, unfortunately, but it makes editing easy for me because I can just go into one photo, do all my edits, copy and paste all these settings, just go to adjustment, copy, and then we can just go to any one of the other ones which is not edited, right click, adjustments, paste. And that should add everything in, and not only that, but it should also do the crop if I'm correct. I cannot remember, I think so. Oh, let's check it. Come on, load up. Wait, Luminar is a little bit slow when switching between things too fast. Nah, didn't do the crop. That's fine. No problems, no problems. Okay, let's go back. I want to do another one of the macro shots with the ant between the stones. This one. I just play around with the edit. Let's reset, open, and play with this. Now this ant is exactly the same one as in the previous picture. After it took the pictures and it noticed me, it started to run away, and it actually ran across the little tiny little pebbles and stuff. I've got no idea where it went, but it just left all the little insects on the leaf. I've got no idea what those are. I'll try and find out. But let us edit this one. Now, if we add some contrast and bring up the shadows a bit, we should be able to find a little ant. Nice. I will crop it. Let's change the crop a little bit. I want to crop it in like these. Yeah, I think this crop should be fine. Awesome. Hi there, little ant. We need to change your detail a bit. Structure, we're going to add a little bit in. Not much. Boost it slightly, which is fine. Color, just want to remove a bit, because those little rocks are a little bit warm. So I don't like photos that are a bit too warm. But this should do just fine. There you go, yeah, that looks fine. And the detail enhancer always just a little bit, not much, because we just want to add some detail into the fine little hairs on the ant itself. And just sharpen it a slight bit. There you go, it looks fine. Not a big change, not a big difference, but just add a little bit. You can also just drag it all the way up, but this is gonna look kind of stupid. Yeah, that's way too bad. So Luminar does have all of these awesome features, but you have to use them all in moderation. If you overdo it, your photos look crap. But if you just use it nicely, we will also just do a little bit of this. There we go. Yeah, I've used this quite a couple times, but that should perfect. Cool. Landscape enhancer, we're going to use the dehaze again, because dehaze is awesome for adding in detail without sacrificing too much noise. Vignette, yeah, let's add one. Let's just add it in and see what happens. Just a little bit like that should be fine. Change inside brightness. Yeah, that looks cool. Feather, like that should be fine. Size, a little bit smaller. There you go. Then we can remove the foreground. We can just darken it slightly. Awesome. Now let's add in my trusty LUT file. No idea what that will do in here though. Oof. Maybe not. Yeah, okay. Let's not use that. We're going to use a little bit of the dramatic feature again, because that does add some detail without adding too much noise. Not much, just a tiny bit. As well as I see that removes a little bit of the saturation in the rocks and such. Quite good. I like. Let's see what Orton does. I don't think it's going to do anything nice. let's just add a little bit in, not much, tiny bit. There you go, very good, very good. And now let's just do our advanced contrast and the midtones slightly, bring that up a bit. The shadows should brighten it. There we go. I like adjustment gradient. Let's just see if we can, nope, the bottom off. There we go, cool. We can darken that down, bring the shadows up slightly a bit. There we go. Top, we can bring shadows up again, down a bit, and then just focusing on the ant itself. Just want to get the exposure right, but I think I might want to try and, oops, too much zoom. Yeah, too much zoom. Okay, no problem. We shall work it from here. Let's see if I can just brighten this slightly, so ever. There we go, it looks fine. There we go, that should be cool. And then we can just bring it down. Just want to add a little bit of brightness, not much. Perfect. There we go, I like, very nice. Cool, I think that finishes the photo. Okay, before, that looks okay, not bad photo. After, a bit more detail added on, not much, just a little bit, as well as the focus goes much better towards the subject compared to the previous one. That's nice, that's nice, I like. Okay, I will put them all up on the screen for you. I just wanted to jump through Luminar and just edit a couple of photos and just show you how I normally edit my little macro shots. And these are just a couple of examples for the fun of it. I think I shall do portraits as well, because that's where Luminar gets much better, is when you actually do the portraits. Oh, I forgot to export this. Let's just quickly do an export. So I can, come on, finish loading. Always so slow with the loading. Go on. Here we go, cool. Export, PNG, perfect. Long edge. There we go. Export. And then we save it. And then I shall show them all up on screen for you, and you can just enjoy them. And I hope you had a lovely week. I should be able to do a little video outside again next week, though I am shooting a wedding, so I will bring you along for the wedding. So hope you have a good one, and I shall catch you again soon. Yes.